Hello and welcome to New Forest Morphs. Today we're going to be talking about the Enchi ball python, and it's a beautiful gene. It's known as a cleansing and lightening gene. It's also very banded. We're going to get out one of our Enchi girls and show you what it looks like. But first I wanted to give some background to the Enchi. It is a codon, which means that 50% of its offspring would be Enchi and 50% would be normal if you put a Enchi to a normal. It was actually produced by a guy called Lars Brandel back in 2002. Now his backstory is really interesting because what he did is he imported a couple of high gold normals from Africa which looked a little bit different, and they call that like a dinka project. So you see a normal that has some unusual patterns or some unusual colours, they refer to that as a dinka. And so he bought in and imported from West Africa these two unusual looking snakes, and 3 years later he paired them. Now these were identical pairs, so exactly the same, male and female, and he put them together when they matured around about 3 years of age, and he produced the very first Enchi from that. And on his first clutch, the first results he had was he had 6 eggs from his first clutch. 4 were Enchis, and they were in the ratio of 2 males and 2 females. He also put the male high gold into a normal female that he had, and he also produced some Enchis from that. Now what that teaches us is that it's actually a codon, because you only need one gene to produce a visual outcome. And so not only did he prove out the pair, he also proved out that it was codon by putting it to a normal, if that makes sense. So Jared's our cameraman with us today. Thank you for joining us, Jared.
It's alright.
And if you've got any input on the Enchi, do feel free to interject and correct me if I go wrong. Jared's a lot more experienced than I am, and I'm doing my best to kind of communicate this information to our growing audience and growing viewers, and we appreciate your love and support. He also produced some further Enchis, and he was, I think it was the 2003, he put an Enchi male to an Enchi female, and he produced a super Enchi. And they are absolutely superb. And a lot of breeders do try to produce the super Enchi because the Enchi has so many characteristics that you want in your recessives, that you want in your other combos, that they're a very powerful animal. And I think, Jared, we're going to shoot for a super Enchi because we've got some Enchi girls and Enchi boys, and we're hoping to be able to produce some super Enchi desert ghosts. And I'll show you the desert ghost Enchis later that we got from Marco about 3 months ago. We've already got the desert Enchi going into our stock, and the male that I bought off Marco just needed 2 or 3 months of getting the weight up, and now he's proven to be a very good, very reliable breeder. And we'll show you 1 or 2 of his locks later in the film. But let's get out. I think the best thing for us to do is to get out one of our Enchis. Now I bought this Enchi from Debbie in Bournemouth about 18 months ago, and if I'm honest with you, she's been a real pain in the backside, mainly because she's been a fussy eater, and I've pulled out my hair and just wondering why she's not putting on weight. She never went for us last year. We never put a male to her because she wasn't ready. She's a long, thin snake, but she'll show you what the base gene Enchi looks like. Now, just to warn you, the Enchis can go from golden, yellows, browns, and as they get older they do fade a little bit. And the one that we've got has all the Enchi banding. They have like bands, but she is what I call a more of a brown version of Enchi, but you can get much brighter than this, and we'll show you that when we move over to the desert ghosts. But we'll just get out this girl, and we believe it's a girl. Jared and I have got a theory. We think Jared sexed it, and we think we couldn't see any hemipenes, and I believe we did try to lock her last year, and I believe she locked with a male. But she's following the habits of many breeder males. She gets herself up to size beginning of the season, and then the moment she smells hormones in the room, she switches off feeding, and we're wondering whether she's actually a male. So we're going to have to probably sex her again, Jared, at some point, just to make sure that we have actually got. And we have put males with her. We put the banana to her because banana Enchis are lovely, and there was so much banging going on. We had to rescue my banana because they were in a fight. So when you pair up, it's not all compatibility. Sometimes all hell can break loose, and there's a lot of banging going on, and it's the wrong kind of banging if you get my picture. And you've got to be standing by, I think, when you do your pairing. This is a little tip when you're breeding, is that when you pair what you think is a male and a female, if you've got the sexes wrong, or if they're not compatible, or the female just doesn't want to know, females tend to be a lot bigger than males, and they can do a lot of damage to a male. So you've got to be standing by, listening carefully, seeing what's going on. So make sure that your male is in a safe environment, because a girl can really give him what for. And the poor banana was so stressed. You can see he wanted to come out, and I had to go and rescue my lovely banana. And I thought, oh, that Enchi is a bit of a problem snake for us, but we're going to try and work with her and see whether we can get her up to size and see whether we can get her settled. But I'll just pull her out now and show you what I mean. Come on, girl. So, ironically, her name is Eve. She's yet to produce anything for us, so she's not the mother of all living at the moment. Eve means the mother of all living. And having said that, the gene itself is a very popular gene, and you'll find there are a lot of Enchis out there. I think it's one of the most popular combos on the morph market. So this is Eve. She's a very, very long snake. And come on, girl. There you go. And that's why I'm thinking she looks more like a male Jared, because very muscular. But I do believe she did lock once last year, so I think she is a female, but she's just a fussy female. But I think we need to look at the patterns on her. Now, can you see that all the holes on the alien heads are completely gone? So although she has alien heads, there's no ghost holes in there at all, or keyholes. So you can see that she's a beautiful animal. I can't wait to breed with her, because I think she'll clean up. And the characteristics of the Enchi are that they basically have quite a fat stripe at the back of the head. If I can show you their head pattern. So Jared, if you home in on the head pattern, if we can get her to sit still, can you see how wide the head pattern banding is at the back? And it curves at the back end as well. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see there's like a curve at the very back of the head stripe?
Yeah. And
you see that in the exantics as well.
I think most bull pythons have that.
Yeah. But I don't know, there's something about an Enchi, they have quite a wide pattern there. And also they have what they call an arrowhead on there. If you look at the head stamp, it's like the shape of an arrowhead. And you'll see that with other Enchi combos. If you want to create a lovely arrowhead, particularly on the clowns, when we show you the Enchi Clown, you'll see that they've got a beautiful arrowhead. And if you want to make your clown beautiful, Enchi's a great addition. Enchi's a great addition to that. They've got basically, this one's got a brown pattern. Look at the belly pattern as well, it's quite checkered. So the Enchi puts a lot of colour on the tummy. Quite a checkered look, isn't there, Jared?
Mm.
So there's that one. And you can see the bands. Now when I say bands, just look at these bands here. Can you see how they band around the snake? There's another band here. There we go. She wants to play with us for a little bit. So you've got a very banded body pattern. And she's used for cleaning, brightening. She's a cleaning, brightening and enhancing gene. And that's why she's so popular, because when you put them into an animal that needs cleaning, like the banana, you put an Enchi into a banana, it will clean out the spots. You put an Enchi into some other combos, like some of the desert ghosts can be a little bit dirty, but you put an Enchi to it, it cleans up the desert ghost. And we'll bring out one of those in a second. But there's Eve, and she's quite a happy snake when she's out. I'm going to try and put her on my neck in a second. But the other things it does, if you put an Enchi to a pied, a lot of breeders that breed pieds, one of the problems with breeding pieds is you get high white pieds with only, like for example, the super cine pied or the cinnamon pied has a little brown mark on its head, and the rest of its body's white. And some breeders don't want to see a white snake, they want to see a bit of pattern on their pieds. So what they do is they use the Enchi to produce a low white pied. So that's the other benefit of having Enchi in your collection. You put pattern, you restore pattern back into your pieds. So if I've got like a cinnamon pied and I want to put in, let's say, a banana, but I want there to be more banana pattern, I might put a banana Enchi het pied to a cinnamon pied to get a beautiful snake that has a lot of pattern. Now Jared likes, you like low whites, don't you, Jared?
I like all pies.
All pies. But I think you prefer low whites, you like to see pattern. I like 50-50. So the Enchi can be used to readdress the balance between the white and the pattern on a pied. It also enhances the yellows, and so when you plug that in, even though it doesn't look very yellow, you plug that into another animal that's already got pastel in it and it will go even more yellow. So it produces a brighter yellow. It also reduces pattern and thins out pattern. So if you want to reduce a pattern in a snake, Enchi is first class for doing that, Jared. So I think the Enchi has a great place in our collection, and we're building Enchis at the moment. I'll see if Eve will stay with me, give her some time with me, and I'm going to go and pull out now one of our favourite Desert Ghost Enchis. In fact, I might bring the whole pair out, Jared. And
just don't confuse them. Just don't confuse them.
Yeah, I think we can work out who's who. So we've got Rambo and we've got Icer. They're both Desert Ghosts Enchis, 100% het for caramel, and we love them a lot. We bought these from Marco at VHBP in Europe, and just take a look at these, Jared. Now that one there is Rambo, he's the male. And you can see the impact between Desert Ghost and Enchi. Beautiful, beautiful snake. Now we bought these in 3 months ago, Joe, and they've doubled in weight, haven't they?
Yeah. They smash their food every week.
Desert Ghost is a gene that gets better with age, so the older it gets, the clearer and cleaner it looks. If you put Enchi with that as well, you've got a double enhancing gene in there. And some people put pastel, they put fire in there and other genes to make them really, really clean. And you'll see that, can you see that there are some little brown spots, speckling? As the animal grows, these speckling grow with it. But if you put Enchi, you put pastel, you put fire in with these, you can reduce these so they become what they call really clean. But I just love the Desert Ghost combos with the Enchis. And when we saw these on Marco's website, we fell in love with them, Jared, didn't we? To us, we just couldn't find any decent Desert Ghosts in the UK that were available at the time. So that's when we went into Europe and we saw they had a much bigger supply of Desert Ghosts. So he's starting to show an interest in the girls. He's not big enough to breed yet, but give him another 3 to 6 months, Jared. Do you reckon he'll be ready to go?
Yeah.
And what are you feeding him at the moment?
He's on Maltese.
He's on Maltese. Now look at the belly pattern. He's got the Enchi belly pattern as well that's gone through, which is lovely. And the yellows are getting brighter because of the Enchi. And there's a little bit of blushing in him as well. If you look carefully at his dorsal, can you see the blushing in him?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's lovely. Now we're going to get out his sister, Icer. She's a tax-free investment. And let's just have a little look. Where is she? There she is. She's beautiful, Jared. She's one of my favourite Enchis that we've got in our collection. And she's packing on weight, Jared.
Yeah.
And what's she taking as well?
Same. She's on Maltese.
So look at the arrowhead on the stamp. See the arrowhead stamp on there? On the heads of the animals? They've both got similar head stamps. Mm-hmm. Yeah? Beautiful, beautiful animal. And look at the very wide stripe on the side of the head, Jared. Lovely, lovely animal. Lovely temperament. Beautiful. Right, we'll put these two back and then we'll get out the Enchis in our clown stock so you can see how Enchi impacts on the clown.
We have one similar to Rambo, the same genes but older.
Yeah. Should we show that one as well?
Yeah.
Or what we could do is, while we've got them out, should we put these in the light box, Jared? And then you can see what they really look like in the light box. So let's take those down.
You bring the whole thing?
Yeah. Do them individually because it's easier to get them mixed up. that one is Rambo, isn't it? You got the male.
Yeah.
That's it, Jared. I'll take that one. Do you want me to pass you the other one?
This one's a bit more shy.
I would say these are weighing, what, 400 grams, Jared?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. Doing really well. I'm really pleased. We've not had a problem feeding them at all, and Marco was very kind because he got them onto frozen 3 or 4 weeks before we bought him, and they went straight to food, didn't they? Because they transitioned really well. That's lovely. And I think what we'll do now is we're going to get out the larger breeder. Now we've got a larger breeder desert ghost, didn't we, Jack?
Yeah.
Fine. He's going to start, isn't he? He's locked with so many girls. So what we've done is we bought a slightly larger male so that we could start to create some desert ghost hets. And this guy here is called Johan, and he's the same gene as the other girls, but he's put on so much weight. He's a good feeder, isn't he? He's getting close to 1,000 grams now, isn't he? Somewhere close to that. He's in the adult rub, but I just love the desert ghost patterns, do you, Jared?
Yeah, they're wicked, aren't they?
Beautiful. Beautiful. Right, and then why don't we select just a couple of the Enchi Clown girls, Jack? You can pick out a couple of those and show what Enchi does. I would go with the Enchi Clown first, and then stack the genes.
This is pistachio.
Yeah. So what does the Enchi do to the clown, Jack?
Just cleans it up a bit. If you look at the proper straight in here, if you look at her dorsal, it's very clean, unique patterns. She's got a mustache, this one.
Yeah. So look at it's done to the banding, Jared. Can you see how the banding's changed on the clown? So it becomes much more banded.
Yeah.
And it means it emphasises the teardrops as well, makes the teardrops even more beautiful because those teardrops are falling on the banding. I really like the look of her.
Yeah, I love this girl.
For a 2 gene animal, I think she's just beautiful.
Let's see if we can get a good shot of that stash.
Yeah. I love the golden tones. Can you see what it does to the clown? It enhances the gold.
Almost red, isn't it?
Yeah, beautiful. And the white teardrops, are they still there, Jared? Or are they starting to blush out to a bit more red colour, aren't they?
Yeah.
So look what they do to the white teardrops. They create a bit of red around the teardrops, which I think is beautiful.
Someone doesn't want to play ball.
Yeah. Thank you. So that's what she looks like in the natural light. And I think what we should do, Jared, is maybe get out the next Enchi Clown. Will be the lesser Enchi Clown to see what the lesser does.
She's in shed at the moment.
Yeah.
We'll get her out.
Have a look at her head pattern.
If she'll show it. She's quite a shy snake. She's got some paradox in there on her back.
Yeah. What's the name of her?
Bubbles.
Bubbles. Okay. Yeah. Now well, let's have a look at her head pattern. If you can get her head pattern out, Jared. She kept that arrowhead on her head. Look at the head stamp. See what the Enchi does.
That's clown as well, the mixture of the two.
Yeah, the Enchi and the clown creates this beautiful, like wielding a sword type thing. I love it. Yeah, you can see she's definitely in shed.
Yeah.
But a beautiful animal. Okay, and then the other Enchi we can get out is the Enchi male, I think, Jack. See what that does. So you put leopard to Enchi.
Leopard, lesser, Enchi,
Pastel as well. Yeah.
And then you get this.
So he's kept some of his head pattern, but it's a reduced head pattern because the Enchi is a reducer. See how it reduces everything downwards? Obviously the lesser and the leopard are also washing out a lot of the pattern on there. You can just about see the teardrops on the body, can't you, Jared?
Yeah, there's one at the back there.
Yeah. But if you like reduced clowns, he's first class, isn't he, Jared?
Yeah, he's a powerhouse, this boy.
First class animal.
The dorsal runs straight down the back.
Yeah. No breaks.
Almost like a G-stripe.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's probably all our combos on the Enchi front for
There's
now.
one more we've got. We don't breed with her. I bought this girl when I first started. She was bright yellow, and I was attracted to the bright yellow of her. But now she's got a lovely golden colour, really high white. Obviously, with the spider gene, you get wobbles, so we've chosen not to breed her.
So she's a pet only, isn't she?
She's a pet, but she's beautiful. Look at that.
And what's her name? Coop?
She's Coop. So she's an Enchi spider, stinger bee.
You fell in love. That's one of your first snakes, wasn't it?
Second one, yeah.
And when you got it had no wobble, and it only created a wobble later. So when you're buying a spider, be aware that they can change and they can wobble. But she's still a beautiful animal, Jared. I just
love the high white on her.
Just a 2G animal. So what does the Enchi do to the spider, Jared?
Really cleans up. So if you have a look at all of her patterns, like this one, this one, this one, they're all very clean along her back. Spider's more connected, whereas this disjoints them all.
And also,
yeah, she's got like a stripe there, stripe there.
So the banding impact of the Enchi on the spider basically turns the spider around and makes it into more of a banded animal.
Yeah.
But it does increase the amount of white. Look at the yellow blushing on the white as well. It almost looks like calico.
That's just depends what spider you get. Enchi can increase that, but
yeah,
if you can get a normal spider that has that high white.
She's a beautiful looking animal, Jared.
Oh, I love her.
Yeah.
Lovely pet.
Yeah, and has she got the head stamp as well or not? She's got a bit of a head stamp there.
Spider changes it a bit, but there's a little one.
Put her in the light box, see what she looks like, Jared, because I think she could look gorgeous in the light box. She'll really pop. Beautiful animal, Jared. Oh, she looks gorgeous, Jared. Just look at that.
Yeah,
she's got like a Christmas look about it. That's snowy white.
Yeah.
Christmas snake, really, isn't it? Talking of which, we've got a Christmas competition that we're building at the moment, and we're going to release that in the next couple of weeks. So we're going to be giving out some freebies, some free stickers, t-shirts, and also we're going to be giving a 25% discount.
That's what we mean by spider wobble.
Sorry?
Here's the wobble.
That's the wobble that you get, see? That's why we won't breed with her.
It's quite severe.
Yeah, she definitely spirals, doesn't she?
Yeah, she corkscrews a lot.
I mean, some spiders don't corkscrew as much as that. I mean, we've got another spider that we featured in a banana video this weekend, and you'll see her. She doesn't wobble very much at all, and that's why we're breeding with her. There she is. You see? There's very little wobble to her.
There's a bit, but not much.
Yeah, it's something that we can live with, and I think we're very blessed to have a spider that doesn't have much wobble as well. So I think that's the Enchi genes, Jared. What I wanted to do, just finishing up with some possible combos to look for, and I'll share some pictures of some really nice combos I've found on Morph Market, which I'm going to share with you. We'll just put Eve back and hope and pray. Tonight's feeding night. She hasn't eaten for about 3 weeks, this one. But look, she just likes being out. Look, maybe she's searching for a girl. We haven't got the heart, but I mean, we've got to try to sex her again, Jared, to make sure that she is a girl. But there's Eve for you. She is a lovely animal. You know, she does give us a hard time. But once you win her confidence, she'll start to do things for you. It's all a question with this one. You've got to build confidence with this one. And make sure that her conditions are as best as she can get them. So look, she wants to interact with me now. Look, she doesn't want to go back. She wants to play. Which is lovely. She'll be part of my Wrangler snakes, Jad. I think she'll prove to be a lasso and a half. She's so long. Right, let's slip you back. There we go. And then we're almost there. I'm going to call it a wrap. Just going to finish off with a few combos.
Got our rats out for feeding later tonight.
Yeah, we've got a massive feeding. We're probably going to feed them this afternoon later, Chad, actually. See how we go.
Yeah,
but the feeding's going well, the girls are building well. We're happy with the size of most of our pairings and the way they're going. Everything's just nailing food at the moment, and the hatchlings are doing really well. And are you pleased with how the feeding's going, Jack?
Yeah, everything's eating well.
Yeah. I think the key is the temperature in here is really good. We've got 80-degree ambient temperature. The rubs are nicely adjusted. And I think that's really helping on the feeding. So, what is the potential of the Enchi, Jared? What would you shoot for yourself? What would you like to shoot for with the Enchi gene?
I don't know if I have any specifics. I just think it looks beautiful in most genes. So
yeah,
mixing it in with anything really cleans it.
Yeah. So I think one of our goals will be to produce a super Enchi. So perhaps when the Desert Ghost Enchi female is up to size, we'll plug in the Desert Ghost Enchi male, bring them together. You're going to get visual Desert Ghost super Enchis. How does that sound to you, Jared?
Yeah, really nice.
Yeah, and then when you plug that into further genes, the Enchi's guaranteed to go into everything else you're producing. So you end up with guaranteed Enchi Desert Ghosts, and then you can bring in other combinations as well. So the Super Enchi, what that does, it gets an even thinner banding. So when you go Super Enchi, the banding goes thinner, and it becomes even cleaner. So it's an even double enhancing gene, so everything cleans up twice as good. So the Super Enchis are definitely, and I've seen putting Super Enchi into the Clown gene, absolutely nuts. So I'll try and dig out a few pictures and share those with you. So the Clown Enchi is beautiful, makes a very dramatic effect with the Clown. I think when you combine the Clown and the Enchi, that's when you see the drama unfold, and as we just shown in our own collection. Then you've got the Enchi Pied, which gives you a low white pied. So I think we're going to put Enchi into our pied genes, Jad, so we can maintain the pattern in our snakes. So we've got loads and loads of cine pieds, so they're white snakes with brown heads effectively, but imagine if we start plugging in the Enchi, so it brings back some of the cinnamon pattern into the snake. And I'm still convinced that we've got yellow belly cinnamon pieds, Jared. I had a good look over the weekend. I've been handling a lot of these snakes, and I know a lot of other breeders don't think we've got them, but I keep looking at these beautiful pied snakes and I'm convinced there's Enchi in there. Yeah.
Enchi?
Not Enchi, Cine, but we'll see.
Maybe.
We'll see. They just
I don't think so personally, but we'll prove them out and we'll see who's right.
Okay, I think they look a lot like the mother. They've got all the beautiful patterns, and then you can see that, to me, it looks cinnamon with yellow belly mixed. I'm hoping that they are, Jared, because that'd be wonderful.
It just goes against all cinnamon rules.
Yeah, but you know what, the snake business here, you know,
we'll find out.
There's so many new combinations of morphs. This is what's so exciting about the hobby, is sometimes you produce something that bucks the trend. And I think we may have produced something that bucks the trend. There may be another gene interplaying here, but I definitely see
there's something more than
something going on in those. So we're going to hold on to them. Anyway, back to the Enchis. Enchi Mojaves are gorgeous, Jad. Have you seen them at Enchi Mojave?
Probably. I can't think of it off the top of my head.
We've got the Ultramale Mojave. We can put the Enchi into the Mojave Ultramales. There's loads we can do there. There's loads we can do there. Enchi and albinos look great, and that's worth a go. So having a look. And of course I mentioned the banana Enchi, which I think is one of my favourite genes. Banana cinnamon Enchi is a beautiful Jad. So there's no doubt there's other things you can do with Enchi, but I would say if you haven't got Enchi into your collection, definitely consider it. You'll be very happy because it will clean, brighten and enhance your animals, and I think they do wonders for Clown. That's why the main reason we've got them, but also for the Desert Ghost as well. So there's a good combination to put into your recessive genes as well as your multi-combo genes. Right, I think that's just about a wrap. As I say, we're going to run a Christmas competition in the next couple of weeks. Apologies for those that are still waiting for t-shirts. We had an illness in the family, we had to self-isolate for a week or so, and we're now past that period, so Jared can ship those out. So thank you for being patient with us. If you're wondering where your t-shirts are, they're in progress, and this week we're going to ship them out to all those lucky winners. So thank you for your patience, thank you for following us on this beautiful channel and for adding to the community by making comments and by contributing. We appreciate your love and support, and we shall see you next time. Ta-ta for now.